Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds, hang out with these nerds.
Nathan Nerdark.
Nercus Ryan.
And in this Unearthed Arcana review, we sing the praises of the new BARD. Jump down the description below where you find Nerdarchy, the newsletter, game weekly tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
And we could also put the link to the latest Unearthed Arcana of this BARD.
We could absolutely do that. So Unearthed Arcana gave us two more BARD colleges. We have the College of Glamour and the College of Whispers. And of course, as always, these are considered playtest. Feel free to add these to your game and test them out for Wizards of the Coast.
So we basically have Fey Bard and like Dark Necro Bard is kind of what I'm seeing these two.
I was thinking more like a couple of assassin, couple with assassin. It would be really good.
And I was thinking more like spy or infiltrator. So we all have a different interpretation of that.
I did also think a little bit about Dark Sun Bard, like less magic-y oriented.
You know who I think actually fits the bill nicely for the College of Whispers? Wormtongue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I was thinking that as well.
So from Lord of the Rings, Wormtongue would be an excellent example, in my opinion. The College of Glamour is kind of cool, where basically you learn to be a bard and how to rock out from the Fae.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, there ain't no party like a Fae party. So
yeah, party in the Fae courts.
These new bard colleges, they actually fix one of Nerdarchy's biggest beefs with 5th edition. And that is when you use your charm abilities, they don't know that you've used them on them. They don't know that it's happened.
Yeah, because it's kind of a bullshit ability that after you've done that, then somebody obviously knows that dickhead just charmed me, and therefore I'm on the outs with them. Well, I mean, that makes the problem for an adventurer, because unless you're going to never return to that village or city ever again...
Or kill the people you charmed.
Or murder everyone. Exactly. Like, just further emphasis on the murder hobo aspect of the game, or what?
Yeah. Nate summed it up best when he basically dubbed it summon mob with pitchforks and torches. But so they kind of fixed that, which is cool. So we have Mantle of Inspiration we get from the College of Glamour at 3rd level, which this is the ability that basically lets you buff your allies and give them temporary hit points. And as you go up in level, it gets better. It starts at D6s and goes up to 2D12.
Yeah, it gets pretty pumpty.
And you know what I kind of like about it? It really does have that Fae feel too, because of the way temporary hit points kind of work. Like, they're not as
It's like they're drugged up or something.
Yeah, because temporary hit points aren't as good as getting healed. Yeah,
there's just a little glamour on top.
My point is, like, if you take enough damage that you would normally die or go down, but you had temporary hit points, you're still technically up, right? But when they expire and go away, you're not up anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's, because you don't have those extra hit points. So I think that really fits with the theme of Fae. Their other 3rd level ability...
Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened. You must have just really went down there. Oops.
Their other ability is Enthralling Performance. And basically, if you spend 10 minutes...
Oh, one more thing about the healing, though, is your ally also gets to spend their reaction to move toward you. It's like this little kicker ability. It's a little weird. They're not subject to attacks of opportunity when they're heading towards you. I don't know if I love that part or not, because unless it affects the mentality or the psyche of your enemies as well, it doesn't make a lot of sense that, like, all of a sudden they're going to ignore the attack that they could have made on the creature that's going by them.
My take on that is because this Mantle of Inspiration, and because you're a bard and you're heavily influenced by Fae creatures, that you actually have this aura that draws the attention of your enemies. So I think that's my interpretation of why your allies are able to slip away without attracting attacks of opportunity, because the enemies are actually distracted by you.
And the thing is, though, to initiate the ability, you do have to do it through interpretive dance. So you're like, I'm gonna leave.
Of course, everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that.
Stag or moose.
Whoa, the stag dance.
It's a stag dance.
Yeah.
It did make me think of kind of a get out of ambush. Like, we just got jumped, let's get out of the ambush by drawing everybody back to, like, a centered point.
Well, it creates, it basically creates a rally point. Like, you rally your allies to you. So, I thought that's kind of cool. I mean, to me, that part of it actually screams a little bit more College of Valor. But at the same time, the idea that you're just such a presence on a battlefield that everyone is kind of like focused at you. You're a rock star and a diva.
Gem, basically. You're outrageous.
So then we have enthralling performance, is where basically you spend 10 more minutes performing for a crowd of people up to your charisma modifier, minimum 1. You can actually charm them.
Right.
And the cool thing, like we said, about this charm is they don't know
it doesn't suck. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know that they were charmed. Also,
or that. And again, both of these abilities reset after a long or short rest. So it's not bad. It's pretty useful. Next, we have Mantle of Majesty.
Majesty?
That's what I said.
Majesty.
This is the one where you can command people as a bonus action.
Yeah, like
by command, the spell
command, which is fun. You drop trow.
So yeah,
actually, I think it has to be one word.
It is.
So drop, but pants, torch. I don't know.
Depends.
Yeah.
Undress.
Depends. Yeah, undress.
Undress does work.
There you go. Hot.
Yeah. Dance, sing, whatever you want. Clap.
Prancercise. If you've seen Prancercise, that's the best thing ever. Yeah.
It is pretty hilarious. So that lasts a minute. So basically, for combat, you're just you're handing out commands like they were candy.
Yeah.
Nice thing I like about that is you can kind of give that like overwhelming, mysterious presence. Like you could go up to somebody like kneel
before Zod.
Yeah. And you can just point and kneel.
Yeah.
And the whole way, they're basically they're charmed, right, during it, or
one word. But for one word, they're charmed. They have to do what you say.
Oh, but if they're charmed, they don't.
If they're charmed, they don't get a saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I see it like a combo.
The person that passes is just like, but my name is Steve. Yeah.
I don't
know. We're friends.
Yeah. You don't even know me, bro.
And then we have Unbreakable Majesty. So Majesty is all over the place, and that's your 14th level ability. This one you can use after a long or short rest, and basically what it does is gives you a free casting of Sanctuary.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit enhanced because if someone fails a saving throw on your Sanctuary spell, you get advantage on charisma checks against them. Not super useful in a combat situation, but they have disadvantage on saving throws against your spells for the next turn. So kind of useful.
Yeah, when you want to drop that mass suggestion, hypnotic pattern on anybody that attacked you, you have advantage on that, or they have disadvantage on that saving throw. And if you really want that to go over and you happen to have Lucky Feet in your back pocket, they have super disadvantage now. So they're completely boned. Because what are the odds of them passing the least of 3 D20s?
Triple 20s.
Yeah.
And that brings us to College of Whispers. Now, the funny thing about the College of Whispers is they actually try and pretend they're from a different Bard college. They don't want you to know. The first rule of being a College of Whispers Bard is we don't talk about being a College of Whispers Bard.
Very true.
Everybody knows that.
Of course we do, sir.
Yeah. And like we already said, they're kind of like your worm tongue. They're deceivers. They use their bardic powers for not good, but evil.
You could be a good assassin, doing the wrong things for the right reasons for this situation.
Although they do describe them as being more self-centered and using it to basically serve their own ends more so than someone else's. But yeah, you could do it that way as well.
Yeah, they started off right with giving you inspirational poison blades.
Yes, yes, they do. Venomous Blade, and so that is basically your ability to. I believe you can use it on yourself, or you can use it on. But this one is tied to your inspiration, your bardic inspiration, and basically you do additional poison damage when you attack, or you can give it to someone else to use as well. And it goes up again from 2d6 to 2d12. So once you get up there, you're hurting. Like you give the assassin that.
Yeah.
This would actually be a really good combo.
Yeah.
If you have an assassin in the party.
Right. The Whisperer is like your spotter.
You know what though? I don't think you can give it away. I think it says yours, so it sounds like you only get to use it on you. So wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. So then you have to just multi-class into the two things. Although it's probably not an optimal build really, but it's still fun.
Yeah, because you need 15. Well, you can take 3 levels of assassin. And still get
There's some
level.
good bard spells that'll be useful for. Often some people are getting into a place.
And then there is their other 3rd level ability. Both of these have like 2 abilities, a third, and one is kind of like, here is your in combat ability, and here is your out of combat ability. because the out of combat ability takes 10 minutes to pull it off. And this one is Venomous Words, and basically what it does is it spreads discord. Make a saving throw or be frightened for the next hour or until it's attacked or damaged. So basically you can mind F somebody for an hour.
Is that the one? Do you have to do that for 10 minutes, or is it just kind of bam, make a saving throw?
It's 10 minutes, I think you have to work on.
Yeah, it is 10 minutes. You have to spend talking to them.
Yeah, basically you put all these veiled threats into the dialogue that you've been talking to them for the whole time, and then you're like, oh shit, do they know something that I don't know? Or do they know something about me I didn't want them to know? Like, you kind of just like intimate that slyly.
I was thinking of a different way. It's like you just tell them all the conspiracy theories for about 10 minutes and you go, you have my permission to freak out.
Well, yeah, you can do that. It is kind of like that because it's not so much that they're frightened of you, they're just frightened. It changes their behaviors. You know, they basically want to hide, they avoid the company of other people.
Don't they go to like a secret,
paranoid.
like the best secret safe space?
Yeah, they look for a safe space.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I think is really good because if you think someone's hiding something and you're the bard confidant, you can kind of basically get them paranoid enough to go to that place they probably would have hidden things or...
Yeah, so the shady party is the Whisperer Bard, the Assassin Rogue, and then you get the Cleric of Trickery together.
Yeah.
Walk into a bar.
Just throw a Warlock in there somewhere to top it off. Why not?
Yeah.
Great old one.
Yeah.
And then the other great thing about this, of course, again, if they pass their saving throw, they don't really know that you tried to frighten them.
Right.
Manual Whispers, 6th level ability. This one is really cool. This is the one where they basically steal your shadow.
Yeah, that one's fantastic. Yeah, I love that ability.
You know, why they have your shadow stolen, they can basically disguise themselves as that person, and not only that, they get the surface thoughts of that person. So anything you can glean from a casual conversation with somebody is what you know.
Now, I believe that the drawback to the, what is that called again? The Shadow...
Mantle of Whispers?
Mantle of Whispers. I think the drawback is if you're the person that's been done to, you have to be dead. I think it's after you drop the person that you get to do that to them.
Yeah, they have to.
So this does not work out very well for you, the person who has had their shadow stolen.
Well, you know, there's a downside to that, you know.
There's a downside to everything. Unintended consequences, you know.
Someone just died next to me. I don't know.
Someone dies within 5 feet of you, you get to steal their shadow. You know?
Yeah. I would have.
Is it you that have had to have killed them, or is it that they just died within 5 feet of you?
Died within 5 feet of you.
So
and then as a bonus action, you can invoke this and basically kind of take on their identity briefly, and you get all kinds of bonuses to be them.
And you can only have one shade in the queue at a time, right?
I believe so, yes.
It'd be cool if you could collect them.
Whisperers are kind of like, they're also old school eldritch like hackers, like social like there's different ways of hacking and there's social hacking.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah,
social hacking.
So
I have always thought it would be really funny to go on a date and like, but you kind of ask like all those what would be the security questions essentially for different like websites. Like,
Where'd you have your first job?
What's your mother's maiden name? What street did you grow up? Like throughout the course of the date, like by the end of it, like yeah, I could probably get into her bank account or something.
that is kind of like the premise of they actually do that in the movie. Now you see me, now you don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of happens.
So then there's like a warning across the bar: don't go out on a date with this guy. Don't go out on a date with this guy.
There's something seriously wrong with you. I can't believe we're related.
Yeah.
So we top this one off with Shadow Lore. So
it sounds intense. Tell us what it does.
So at 14th level, you get this ability, and this is where you get to tap into a creature's deepest fears. And basically, what happens when they fail their saving throw is they believe you have one of their secrets, something that they don't want anyone to know about, and they'll pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah. It's a little weird because, like, that one, I'm like, well, wouldn't they just try to kill you? Because, I mean, the best way to keep a secret is to just murder someone that's intimating. Like, I mean,
yes.
So they're successful.
There are people that think murder is wrong enough that they don't. It's not an option on the table.
Yeah, there's successful blackmail, and then there's like the ones that people are like, well, I'm just gonna kill you then.
Yeah.
Well, so they're charmed the whole time. But hey, who's to say you're like, hey, there's a contingency. Like your secret will get out even if I die.
Right. I guess it's like the smart sort of back pocket.
And it is an enchantment. You actually don't know their secret. You just whisper to them and they hear it.
Yeah.
They think you know the secret.
And they're just like, oh man, he's on to me.
So, I mean, there's certain things that they still won't do, or they get another saving throw, kind of like the charm spell.
Essentially, they don't really put themselves in harm's way. They're not really going to fight. Both of the 14th level abilities of these alternate build bards, they're not going to do anything to put themselves in harm's way unless they would have already done so for you if they were so inclined.
So I must say, with both of these, I wasn't blown away with how amazing the mechanics were, but I do like the flavor and feel of them.
Yeah, I think they're both neat and serve the function.
I would agree. Yeah, I looked at them like, yeah, what does this really add? But then I thought, well, what it really adds is these two avenues of thought on how to play your bard, and those are like way more valuable than the mechanics.
Yeah.
But the mechanics do
They
well to fill it in.
reinforce the niche of what you're trying to do, which is cool.
Yeah. So, like I said, do I feel inspired to play this either of these particular bards? Not really, but I find them interesting. I think
they'd both be a hell of a lot of fun. So I'm of that
that's
camp.
because they're both kind of evil, and you're evil.
Yeah, that's clearly.
I like it because it gives you a nice NPC option that you didn't have to make up, like Worm Tongue. Everybody needs a Worm Tongue once in their game somewhere.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's awesome, and also I do conceptually like the idea of the Fey-based bard.
Yeah. So you can whisper or glamour however you like in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as you do so.
Maybe you've heard we have a website, nerdarchy.com.
You also Patreon us is a good way over on Patreon.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.